Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning training. This is Gregory Muscari, and I've got my partner and, sorry for the dogs barking, partner and presidential director, Judy Daniel, on the line with me. And together we're going to walk through some skills-based training. We do these calls every Saturday morning, and that's to help new people get off to a good start and help our existing distributors kind of sharpen your skills. They're skills-based trainings, and they pretty much flow along with the proven plan of action. And we use Nitty Gritty 101, which is our training website that Judy created for us as kind of a foundation for doing that. So good morning, Judy, and thanks for joining me here this morning, and everyone else.
Well, good morning, Gregory. Can you see and hear me all right?
There you are. Loud and clear.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Good to be here. Hello, everybody.
So Judy, why do you think these calls are so important? Just before we jump into this.
Our Saturday morning trainings? Oh, I know in my years when I was beginning network marketing, I lived and breathed for the training calls because I wanted some guidance. I wanted to learn the quickest way to effectively open people's minds and hearts so they would hear what I had discovered. That's why I like these training calls. I especially like the Getting Started guide that you created, Gregory, because it is a synthesis of what took me years to learn with the information scattered here, there, and everywhere. I am just in awe of what you have created with the prepare, share, care, and roll. It's stages, they sort of overlap after a while. And with the Nitty Gritty website, it was designed to empower people.
So I'm having a little trouble hearing you, Judy, and I don't know if it's my computer. I got to notice I have a weak connection, so it might be me. So if somebody could type in the chat if everyone was hearing Judy okay.
And so, can you hear me now, Gregory?
Yes, okay. And Kay says she hears you fine, so it's on my side. I thought it was.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, what we're seeing with Nitty Gritty is all garbled. We're not able to read it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I just shut my video off and that should change my bandwidth. Does that made it any better?
No, it's still impossible to read. This is one of the beautiful things, Gregory, this is one of the beautiful things about doing a live training. It's like going out to give a presentation. It doesn't always go exactly as you had intended. And the real art of network marketing is learning how to improv as you go. Because people don't always say what you want them to say so that the script works perfectly. So it's improv, it's and here we are live together, enjoying every moment, improving the fact that.
So as far as improv, maybe what we need to try doing is maybe if I stop sharing, maybe you could share your screen.
Well, we're now able to read it. I can read it. Whatever you did, it's working.
Okay, good. I shut my video off, so limited my bandwidth. Okay,
all right.
Good. Well, with that being said, that is a warm up.
I love it when things don't go as planned.
That's right. So these calls are based on our 4-step proven plan of action. I'm holding my hand up with my camera off, so you can't see me. But it's prepare, share, care, and enroll. And this is week number 2. And we're going to talk about sharing. So I'm going to go here from Nitty Gritty. We're on the welcome page. I'm going to just go right over to the share section, and I'm going to click on share and let the training begin. So over to you.
Right.
Great.
All right, Gregory, if you would please click on, from the drop-down box, if you would click on share. So when you click share there we are, how to share.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm taking a brand new distributor through this process, I like to have them actively engaged in the process rather than passively watching me. So that's just my druthers. People can do it however they want. So on this page, to begin with, we see the cycle of success: prepare, share, 3, care, and enroll. On this page, you'll find the daily method of operation, information about share, words that really work, and Ron's wonderful story about how he used gifting to move quickly to the top of the pay plan. Do you want to say anything about that right now, Gregory? Because that's a powerful webinar for people to listen to.
It really is. And Ron works the business part-time. He's a full-time chimney sweep. He loves people. So his key to success is he's always connecting with people. And he's developed a simple phraseology, and which includes, giving somebody one sample of X39, getting them to watch the video. And it's if we could make it mandatory, we would, but this is a volunteer army. So voluntarily, I suggest that you listen to his audio training on how he got to senior presidential director with his simple sharing strategy.
And you mentioned that he used, short phrases. He refined that. And that's the purpose of the Getting Started guide, the purpose of this page that we're on. Short phrases that are duplicatable. Also on this page, on the right-hand side in the white bar, you'll see the PDF documents, gifting support documents, executive summary, which I love to use as bullet points and keep in front of me at all times, and the Getting Started guidebook. So let's scroll down to the daily method of operation that you created.
There we go.
And you've already, prior to this, you will have gone to distributors, getting started, gone through that whole section with your personal planning time, with your sponsor or upline. So you're familiar with the daily method of operation. You've already gone over it. And here what we're going to do is take the first 4 parts of the daily method of operation and expand them on this particular page on Nitty Gritty 101. So we're talking about connecting, piquing interest, offering an X39 sample, and sending a 3-minute video. So those 4 fall under share. So if you scroll down, Gregory, you'll see how we've highlighted under the share on the left, those 4 points. And the big star is to download the free LifeWave InTouch app, which we've already gone over from distributors, getting started with your personal plan of what's the exact phrase there, Gregory? Your personal planning session with your sponsor, is that right?
Exactly.
And the beauty of sending videos from InTouch is you will know when they've watched them and how much. Otherwise, if you just, make a copy of a video and email it to them, you don't know if they've watched it. All right, so let's scroll down a little further, still on the left, number 1, connect. All right, Gregory, this is what I do with distributors. I want people to be empowered from the get-go. So they're thinking, gee, I can do this with my new distributor. So I'm going to read 1, connect. If you can read the next, and I'll read the next paragraph, and then I'll ask you to read after that. So connect with key people from your contact list, call, text, or PM. All right, if you can read the rest, that'd be great, Gregory.
Be friendly, casual, and quick. Remember that the purpose of your call is create enough curiosity so they want to watch the 3-minute video. You don't want to be the one explaining the patch technology and X39. You want the tools to do the talking for you. In this case, it's the 3-minute video available on your InTouch app.
So that's your goal. That's your goal, right? I said to a friend who enrolled recently, she said, but I'm not a salesperson. I said, well, none of us are salespeople.
Good answer.
Well, really, I mean, I don't want to go out and sell stuff, but I do want to share the information about the patch technology. I want to share that. And I know I have to create curiosity. So I said, why don't you make your goal? See how many people you can get to watch that 3-minute video in a week. That's your goal. Just watch that video. And that's a little more challenging than one would think, which is why you created the daily method of operation, Gregory, to add a little incentive for people to watch the 3-minute video. I mean, how busy can we be that 3 minutes is a long time? So our whole goal, create curiosity, share your enthusiasm for what the inventor, David Schmidt, has created. All right, Gregory, so over to you. Number 2, would you read, pique their interest? These are questions and comments that you created. So over to you.
So before I go to number 2, I just want to comment that right across the way here, Magic Words, and we'll talk a little bit about this, downstream, but I just want to reiterate something that Phil Jones said, one of the best direct sales trainers I've ever listened to. And he said, going back to what Judy was saying in here, your job is to interrupt somebody long enough to make them interested in something they didn't know existed. And the key is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's really important before you start downloading information on them, connect. Hey, Judy, how are you? How's Harley doing? How you holding out with this pandemic? Is curfew over yet? Or are you still restricted, but you have to stay a moose length away from everybody? Or, just, connect. And then once you connect, then you can deliver the message, and you do that by piquing their interest. And I might say something like, hey, Judy, I've only got a few minutes. And this is after I've made this connection, after we've gone back and forth a little bit, reconnected because we love and care for each other. Hey, real quick, I've only got a few minutes right now, but I've come across something very exciting I thought you might be interested in. Pause. And people go, well, what is it? Well, what do you know about stem cells? And this is a qualifying open-ended question. And Robin has taught us we don't ask closed questions, we ask open-ended questions. We don't ask yes or no questions. What do you know about stem cells? Not, and do they know a lot? Do they know a little? And you might find out, well, I just got a stem cell injection yesterday, or I'm scheduled for one tomorrow. Oh, I tried stem cell injections. It was very expensive, very painful, and it didn't work, or it did work. You just, you get to hit a chord. Whoa, you might find somebody and that's what happened when Kai Jacobson called us 2.5 years ago. He asked Robin, what do we know about stem cells? He probably didn't use those exact words, but she lit up because we were on the verge of contracting with a local doctor to get stem cell injections. Saved $12,000 that day. It was a good day. So once you know where they're coming from, they know a lot, they know a little. And this is a key to success, is you qualify before you present. You got to know who you're presenting to so you know what to present. If you have somebody and they might say, oh yeah, stem cells. Yeah, I'm with this company LifeWave. And you might go, darn, somebody got them before I did, before you give your whole pitch, you might as well find out. Or they don't know anything. But, the average person knows a little bit about stem cells. They're in the news, say, hey, I've discovered a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology that I thought you might be interested in. And let me ask you, and this is just kind of flows with the way I'm used to saying it. Are you or any of your friends and family experiencing any of the symptoms of aging? And if you're in the boomer age range, if you're over 40, and for a lot of people over 30, they're starting experiencing symptoms of aging, you kind of get a little chuckle, like, oh no, or like, well, who isn't? Say, well, and now in these pandemic days, You could say something like, what are you doing to support your immune system these days? You know, because the best offense is a good defense, and that's a strong immune system. You just want to connect and pique their interest. And these are some open qualifying questions, you know, and you could say, well, I finally found something that's making a huge difference for me. You know, I used to, you know, and for me, I say, hey, I came across something that made a huge difference for my wife. We were about, and I tell Robin's, you know, knee story and how we saved $12,500 by finding out about LifeWave. And that would be me telling, you know, my story. Robin's story is more dramatic than mine, okay, as far as the patches. And everybody can relate to that. And it's pretty amazing. You know, after she received the X39, put one on the back of her neck, 7 days later, her knee stops hurting. It's like, wow, that's pretty amazing. So, and, you know, so that's, I don't know what you want to, I kind of jumped in kind of deep there on pique their interest, but it's really important to pique their interest before you make the offer.
Keep going, Gregory. You created this. I love what you created.
Okay, so
it's so user friendly.
It's a natural flow of progression, the way life works. You connect. Hey, I got something exciting I want to tell you about. It's a book, it's a movie, it's a restaurant, you know, something just happened. I won this award. You know, that's how people interact with each other. You connect and you share stuff. So I got something I want to share with you. We are in the sharing and caring business, and we don't start sharing till we do a little bit of caring up front and connecting, okay? And then you could say, hey, you know, if you'd like, I'd be happy to send you a sample. And almost everybody says yes to a sample. I mean, who doesn't want a free sample? Who doesn't want to try it? And so are you open? Okay, well, that's great. Are you open to watching a short 3-minute video and giving me your feedback? And you want to get 2 yeses. Yes, I'd love a sample. Oh, yes, I'd be happy to watch the video. Great. I'm going to go ahead and send you a 3-minute video. Okay. And I've got this really cool app. Would you prefer an email or in a text message, a link to this video? And they'll tell you, say, great. If you don't have their information already, get it at that point. If you do have it, you can just transfer it from the contact list in your phone right into InTouch. And you send them the video, say, okay, I'm going to send you the video. You might do it right there while you're on the phone with them once you get good at InTouch after you've done it 3 or 4 times. It doesn't take long to get good at InTouch, but you might do it right then and send it to them. And they go, oh, I got it. Okay, cool. Well, watch that video. And once you've had a chance to watch the video, let's reconnect. And, you know, and if it interests you, I'd be happy to send you a sample. So it's kind of a conditional gift. You're not going to send a sample till they watch the video. And as Judy said earlier, it's surprising how hard it is to get somebody to watch a 3-minute video. You know, sometimes I'd say just, you know, rough count, 1 out of 3 people you send the video to will watch it on the first nudge. But that doesn't mean you don't follow up with the other 2 that didn't watch it, because they just need a nudge, because we're all busy. And I like to call that professional persistence. You know, I'm just gonna keep at you till you watch the video, because then you can make an intelligent decision. And if I can't get them to watch the video on my last call, I might say, hey, look, I think you'd be really interested in what's in the video, and at least you know what you're saying no to, okay? But I'm not going to bug you anymore. This is my last call, but you know, I love you, and I hope you get a chance to watch it, and just let me know when you do. You don't need to tell them, I know when you do. The beauty of it is, as soon as they watch it, you know when they do it. You know, a perfect example, I was in yoga last Tuesday, and my yoga teacher, you know, says, you know, I heard somebody else talking about those patches you were talking about, so I'd like more information. So I says, great, I'll send you a couple of videos. I sent her a couple of videos. She didn't watch them until yesterday. That was Friday. And Friday, I got the little ping, she watched them, but she only watched 10%. So when I go back to yoga next Tuesday, I'm going to say, hey, I saw you watch, you know, I might connect with her before that, but I might not. We've been friends for years, so I'm not in a rush, but I'm going to be persistent with her. And when I go to yoga on Tuesday, I'm going to bring her some samples. Okay. So, so I connected. I didn't offer samples. I sent her the video. I did tell her I'd be happy to give her some samples, but it was kind of conditional on her watching the video. So that's kind of the process. So once you send the video, the beauty of it is when somebody watches it, one of the most fun parts about the LifeWave business is the little alerts you get when somebody watches the video. It's like, oh my gosh, they're watching it. And the goal is how many people a day or a week can you get to watch the video? This is a numbers game. The more people that watch the video, the faster your business is going to grow. And the good news is you don't have to be the message. You're the messenger. You just point people to the message. You point them to the video. Some will, some won't. So what? Next, you move on. But you don't try and pre-qualify people too early on, because you never know who's living a life of, silent, misery. Maybe they got some serious health problems that we can help them with. Maybe they have some serious financial problems we can help them with. Maybe they love network marketing and have been looking for for a home, any of that. So you send the video. And the best choice, we typically use the 3-minute video. Some people use the 2-minute video, which is also really good on, what is phototherapy. It's up to you which video you send. And then we get into the next phase, which is the follow-up, which is next week.
I know you're on a roll. They might watch it right now and want to follow up.
And when they watch it, that's when step 3 of our proven plan of action, you go from sharing to caring, and you follow up, say, hey, what did you think? And we're going to dig into that next week. So I'm not going to go too far into the follow-up and caring process, but maybe I'll flip it back to you, Judy, and any questions that you wanted to share or add.
Well, I kudos to you, Gregory, for what you have created. You have distilled the process so that it's duplicatable, because you might be able to go out and talk to all sorts of people. And yes, they want to try the X39 patch. However, other people might not be as fluid. And you have distilled it down, because we're dealing with human nature. Right now, people tend to be a little more resistant to anything new. I don't know why. Or they feel so busy they can't watch a 3-minute video. But you have just distilled it so it's duplicatable. It's the most brilliant system I've come across in my many, many years of network marketing. And you make it light, you make it fun, but most of all, it's duplicatable, because it's not what you can do, it's how creatively you can assist the people you sponsor who have had good results with the patch, and they want to share it with other people. And I know when I began network marketing, I talked too much. I thought I was the message, that it was up to me to explain it all. It was pathetic, until I learned, use the tools, let the tools do the talking. And with InTouch app, we have the best tools. Gregory, for whatever reason, I have lost the screen share. If you can bring me back so I can actually see the page that is open on Nitty Gritty 101. Can you hear me, Gregory? Calling out Gregory.
Yes, now I can. I got kicked out, but I'm glad the system stayed up so you could continue.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Well,
I'll try sharing my screen again.
Excellent. This is the most duplicatable system I have ever seen, Gregory. It allows for our personalities to imbue these little points. So you bring yourself, your enthusiasm, your lack of knowledge about it, let people know that, but just follow this simple process. And your whole goal is to create enough curiosity that people want to watch that 3-minute video. All right, so why don't we thank you for creating this, Gregory, and your enthusiasm when you take us through it. Why don't we scroll up a little bit to the top of Phil Jones?
There we go.
All right, exactly what to say. The magic words for influence and impact. All right, if you change your words, you could very easily change your world. Let's face it, the success or failure of almost every human interaction is affected by the ability to choose the exact right words at the exact right time. That's what you've given us with this process for sharing. If we scroll down a little bit, we have some magic words for influence and impact. My favorite is, I'm not sure it's for you, but. Or just imagine if. How open-minded are you? I don't use that one too often because all the people I know are very open-minded. They're willing to at least look and explore. And if you just, what do you know about? How would you feel if? When would be a good time? And you know from using InTouch app when people have not watched the video. So this last one is very useful. I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to watching the video I sent you yet, and just see what happens, because everybody's busy. And then these phrases that you created, if we all choose one expression from Phil Jones and practice that, choose one expression from What to Say, practice that until you own it. There really is power in these simple, short phraseologies that you created, Gregory. So why don't you take us through a few of the ones that you like to use on what to say?
Well, as you have appropriately highlighted, Judy, at the top, my favorite is a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology. It's important that we use the word technology and not therapy, because therapy is saved for the pharmaceutical industry. We're not a pharmaceutical, we're not a medical device. We're a wellness company with wellness products. I can honestly say I'm feeling like I'm 10 years younger. My energy throughout the day is way up. My strength and endurance have significantly increased. You can pick 2 or 3 of these. Some people say, well, I just feel so much better. I've heard people say, I'm feeling like myself again. How cool is that? Very commonly where people say, I'm sleeping like a baby. I got the best night's sleep I've had in years. And truly this product is amazing. It's it's a true gift from heaven. And I think when you get to know our founder and CEO, David Schmidt, he gives God all the credit, because he says, he's learned to be humble by realizing where the information comes from, and it comes from source. He prays, and he says he prays and he gets downloads. He gets down on his knees and prays, and he gets downloads. So in some regards, I truly believe these products are a gift of heaven, and David Schmidt is the messenger bringing them to us. And you've got nothing to lose, only your health to gain, because we have an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. And so we use the words like enhances, supports, increases. We don't heal, cure, or diagnose. We enhance, support, and increase. So just remember that. And that kind of tees it up for the things not to say. Avoid disease.
Gregory, just before you go through there, when you were talking about all of those, they're brilliant in their brevity. Thank you for creating them. I said to somebody, I feel like the bubbles are back in my champagne. I just it's hard to put a finger on the difference, but it's just like I feel the bubbles in my champagne again. And a friend said, well, I want to try those patches. All right, sorry to interrupt, but thank you for how succinct and pithy those phrases are. So everybody choose 1 or 2 and practice. One that just is you. Okay, carry on, Gregory, on what not to say.
And you'll find these phrases in print in the sharing section of the Getting Started guide. And so, and you can have that sitting on your desktop. You can have it flipped open to that page to remind you of things to say. You can have a copy of the daily method of operation, taped to your wall or in the middle of your computer screen. So, just do what you need to do to start plugging in and embodying this success process. So while we teach people what to say, we also like to teach people what not to say, because we don't want to get ourselves or the company in trouble with the FTC or the FDA. So we avoid disease names. We don't say heals, cures, or prevents. As I said, we say enhances, supports, and increases. There's a number of positive words we can say. So best to stick to the symptoms of aging. Are you experiencing any of these symptoms of aging? It's like if somebody has arthritis, they might have restricted mobility and swelling in their joints. Restricted mobility and swelling in their joints is not a disease claim. Arthritis is. So we don't talk about arthritis. So that's all I have to say about that.
Beautiful, beautifully done. Well, we're at the bottom of the hour. Let's just scroll through to see what else is on this page. There we've got Ron's gifting success story.
And I want to
highly recommend.
We've got that highlighted. I just want to highlight what Patty Levesque put in the comments. She says, Ron's webinar and sampling how Ron samples changed my business to the better significantly. Thank you, Patty. So, let that get into everyone's heart and business process.
Thanks for sharing that, Patty. And then you created this for us, Gregory. What would you like to say about this page?
Well, if you're going to send someone a sample, and most of our business during the pandemic has been long distance, but things are changing. But if you're going to mail someone a sample, you should send something along with it. There's this great card that Ron Ledford created, and then there's also our simple gift of good health that you'll find here in Nitty Gritty. There's also some wonderful articles that Robin and one of our local distributors wrote and had published in a local health magazine. And I think the little, X39 trifold that the company provides is a great piece of information. So, and we're working on another 4-page gifting brochure. It's actually been submitted to compliance, and they're doing their final reviews, and that'll be, made available very soon.
Well, Gregory, this is a good time to say thank you to you and to Robin for creating the Getting Started Guide, for all the calls that you host throughout the week. You've created an incredible community with detailed information of the quickest and shortest way to get people to say, yes, I'll watch the video. You wouldn't think that would be that difficult. But that's our goal. We want to let the tools do the talking, and the videos are our primary tool, and it's duplicatable. People can think, gee, I can do that. So we're at the bottom of the hour. Why don't we scroll down just a little bit more, Gregory? This is brilliant what you have created. Oh my goodness. Print this off, everybody. Have it right in front of you. Choose a couple of bullet points from each section, just a couple, and practice one bullet point at a time. You don't have to do it all, but just see the power of experience the power of the right words at the right time. And you have created that, Gregory. Mm-hmm. The main purpose is an executive summary. Who was your intended audience when you created this?
I think this is intended, more where these previous documents are really intended for anybody to learn about the products. If you've got a serious business candidate, a business professional, an experienced networker, wants to know the full story, the company, the product, the industry, the opportunity story, that's who this was designed for. I wouldn't give this too soon to a product prospect. It's too much information. If they're starting to, inquire about the business, there's a lot of information in here about the company, about the business, about the industry. On the backside, we even talk about the compensation plan. And that's when I kind of introduce that this or who I would use it with.
Beautiful. All right. And I think, do we have anything else on this page? Yes, we always have reference back to the Getting Started Guidebook. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And some distributors find it a challenge to get their brand new distributors to want to go through this. What would you say to that? Do you think it's because it looks like a book from school, or do you think they think they want to be more, casual? Or why do you think there is this resistance with some people about, yes, let's go through the guidebook right now? Any thoughts on that, Gregory? Because what you have created is phenomenal.
Yeah,
taking a little longer to load. I don't know why, but
that's my internet connection is being strained right now, so it's on my side. So I think the guidebook, as you and I have been talking about, Judy, for many people is almost a step 2 to getting started, because it does require a little bit more of a commitment, and some people are kind of casual on their commitment. So if someone's kind of casual on their commitment, you want to be kind of casual with them. And the first thing you want to do is plug them into the daily method of operation. Get them to download the app and do the DMO. Download the app and do the DMO. If they download the app, talk to people and start sharing the product and sampling people, all of a sudden they're going to have a few customers, they're going to have a few distributors, and they're going to realize this is a serious business. I would encourage all brand new distributors to download the guidebook and print it as a reference manual. But unless they're serious, I think sometimes you're going to get faster results keeping it a little simpler up front. We're actually working.
Why don't you scroll to the top, Gregory? Sorry to interrupt, to that back up to the daily method of operation while you're talking. Thank you.
Yeah. So this, if you want to get somebody off to a fast start, if somebody just does a daily method of operation consistently and persistently, they're going to end up with a business whether they want to or not. And then everything in the guidebook is going to make more and more and more sense, because it just dives deeper into a lot of the key things that are contained within the daily method of operation. But you don't have to read the guidebook to download the app. You don't have to read the guidebook to ask somebody, hey, how you doing? You ever heard of stem cell? What do you know about stem cells? And you don't have to download the guidebook to send them a video from your app. And we have a lot of people that are just sending the videos, talking to people, sending the videos, sampling people, and building very, very serious businesses. Ron Rabin, for example, senior presidential, making more a month than many people make a year, while he maintains his full-time career as a chimney sweep. So that's what I have to say.
That's a beautiful, beautiful story. Well, before we say goodbye, let's click on what's new. All right. Would you like to talk about this success tip from Kai Jacobson and a little bit about how you know Kai? Or
yeah, I certainly would.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Kai and I have been on parallel paths in the industry for decades. We've worked together in a couple of different programs over the last 5 or 6 years, but it really came together 2.5 years ago when he made that famous call to Robin and I to tell us about this historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology. But Kai he's a very warm, conversational person. And he was just telling us a story. And, Judy, you and I were kidding about it earlier before the call that, it may be close to time to start talking about the 3-foot rule again, which we've left out of our trainings because there was a government 6-foot rule that you're not supposed to get within 6 feet of somebody, And in our business, so we've been doing most of our business over the phone, over the Zoom, long distance. But America's opening up, okay? And, here down in the States, the mask mandates are being eliminated state by state. They're totally gone here in the state of Montana. Some shops, some, national corporate firms still require, like Costco, you got to wear a mask when you get in. But most restaurants and stores and coffee shops and everywhere, we don't wear masks anymore. And there's concerts starting up again. There's rodeos, there's ball games, there's all these things happening that didn't happen last year. And we have an opportunity to get within 3 feet of somebody. And I just came back from a trip to Mexico with Robin and I and Kai and his partner, Lynette, supporting Pete Redicop. And Kai was sitting at a restaurant in Mexico and, starts chatting with the guy next to him. And he says, "Hey, hi, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from so-and-so. I don't know, from Connecticut or something." I said, "Oh, cool. What do you do?" And he says, I started this company, blah, 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 and I do this, that. And after a while, the guy says to Kai, "Well, what do you do?" And he says, "Well, I'm working with this company that's developed a historic breakthrough in affordable stem cell technology." And he just lit up like, "Wow, really? Tell me more." So Kai told him more. He says, "Well, I'd be really interested in learning more about that." Get to know this guy a little bit more. He's a billionaire. He owns a massive company. He's sitting there in his flip-flops and shorts and a t-shirt at a coffee shop in Playa del Carmen. Now, Kai and he have a relationship, and Kai, he'll probably become a customer, and who knows where it'll go from that. He probably won't become a business builder, but who knows? Robin signed up a customer business, a woman that owns I forgot what business is. She's in the medical profession. She bought a diamond kit just to be able to share product with all of her family. And then she placed another order shortly thereafter. So, learn to just be friendly, and we'll start talking more about the 3-foot rule, because now we can get within 3 feet of people we don't know. Isn't that a blessing? Or like in Canada, you still have to stay a moose length apart. Is that it?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you, Gregory. I love your enthusiasm for LifeWay, for the patches, for network marketing in general. It's the most exciting business model on the planet. I love how you describe it, how you've simplified it for us, you and Robin together, and you keep the fun in it. Thank you so much. And my favorite goodbye message is keep on patching.
Amen. Don't need to say anything like that.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your wisdom, Gregory, and thank you for creating our Getting Started guidebook. Thank you,
Judy, for sharing your wisdom and creating Nitty Gritty 101.
It's a fan club. Worldwide.
We're in the digital world now. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, everybody, keep on patching.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.